I'm going to preview the two opening night games for the baseball season. Those being the Yankees at the Nationals and the Giants at the Dodgers. But before I do that, I do want to mention that uh, Juan Soto has tested positive for COVID-19, so he will not be starting this game. And from everything that I have seen about it, he tested positive about 2 days ago, and he practiced with the team yesterday. So I wonder how that's going to work. I wonder if anybody else on the team is going to test positive, whether symptomatic or asymptomatic. It's going to be interesting, and I wonder if people are thinking, is there any way that this game gets canceled because of this? There are there is rain supposed to be coming into DC, so they could delay the game due to the rain delay. The game could get postponed due to the rain delay. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all goes down in the next couple hours throughout the game, whether the rain gets more intense or not. It's going to be interesting to see. I think it's going to be a fun game. I mean, I hope Soto does well. From everything I've read, he's asymptomatic, so that's great. Great for him. Now, got to wait at least 2 weeks and test positive on back-to-back tests, and then he can return to play. But speaking of returning to play, first game of the night is between the Yankees and the Nationals. This is going to be a fun game. It is. Cole is going to face Scherzer, so this is going to be Cole's first game on that $400 million contract that he signed with the Yankees. And we're going to see if he can hold his end of the bargain. See if the Yankees are going to be able to pay him what he did in Houston last season and what he's done throughout his career. Been really good, but last season was great. So let's see if he can deliver on that greatness that he did in Houston last year. And Scherzer, on the other hand, great pitcher. He got roughed up last time he pitched. Gave up 7 runs against the Phillies in 2 innings. So we're going to see if he can bounce back from that performance, and I think he will. But it's going to be a pitcher's duel, I think. I think both pitchers are probably going to go 7 innings, most likely. If I think one gets taken out first, I think it's probably going to be Scherzer. I think Scherzer will get taken out. Or if who I think is going to get taken out last, I think it's going to be Scherzer. I think Cole is going to get yanked first. Both teams have released their lineup cards before this game. So Yankees goes Aaron Hicks at center, Judge and right batting second, Gleyber Torres at short batting third, Stanton as the DH batting fourth, Brett Gardner batting fifth and left, Luke Voit batting seventh, or batting, hold on, Luke Voit batting seventh, Gio Urshela batting eighth, and Tyler Wade batting ninth. That was just a whole mess. I got confused there. So I mean, really the guy that's most out of note is DJ LeMahieu. He's on the active roster. They just took him off the injured list for COVID. So he's on the roster. He's on the active roster. He just won't be playing tonight. And that spot's taken up by who's that spot? Tyler Wade. Tyler Wade's taking the spot. So that lineup's pretty good. I mean, it's practically the same last year. Just LeMahieu's not starting, which he will be in a few games, in a few days. On the National side, you have Trey Turner batting leadoff at short, Adam Eaton batting second in right field, Starlin Castro batting third at second, Howie Kendrick as the DH batting fourth, Eric Thames batting fifth, Kurt Suzuki batting sixth, at catcher, Jubal Cabrera at short, or at third, and Victor Robles batting eighth, and Andrew Stevenson as the left fielder, taking over for Juan Soto, who was just, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, put on the injured list. Now, with the Nationals, with the subtraction of Soto in that lineup, you don't have your true power guy that you're afraid of. In this lineup, I don't think you're necessarily afraid of anybody. It's just that they all can nick at you. They can get the singles. They can get the doubles. Probably you're not going to expect the big hit from really a lot of these people. I mean, you can expect Howie Kendrick to get it. That dude is clutch. The dude can hit to all sides of the field. The dude's a hitting machine. Eric Thames for power is probably the closest guy you're going to get to being able to bring in those guys. I mean, Kurt Suzuki showed last year he can hit one when it's needed of him. And I mean, Turner, he'll get you on base. He'll steal a bag. He'll steal a base when he needs to. Same with Victor Robles. I mean, out of the two lineups, the Yankees is more talented now. But the downfall of the Yankees lineup is that they strike out way too much. I mean, Aaron Judge strikes out a decent amount. Gleyber Torres strikes out a decent amount. Stanton strikes out a lot. Same with Gary Sanchez. Dude strikes out a lot. And who do I have in the edge on this one? I'm still going with the Nationals, even without Soto. I think the Nationals are going to play harder knowing that Soto's out. I think Scherzer has a bone to pick, especially given that he gave up 7 runs in the last game that he pitched. And I just think with the rain, if the rain's going to be a big hindrance, a big problem, the ball's not going to fly much. You're going to have to get singles. You're going to have to cut down the big oak tree. You're going to have to cut it down in strikes. You're going to have to take down. You're going to have to chip away. You're going to have to chip away at it. So I think Nationals are a better team to chip away at leads, to chip away to get a lead. So I think I'm giving the edge to the Nationals on that. But it's a coin flip for both teams, and for me it is. So I think Nationals will win. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be probably run differential of probably three or under. I think it's going to be a close game. Going on to the second game of the night, that is between the Giants and the Dodgers. This one's a lot more, open-ended, or case shut of who you think is going to win. I mean, Cueto's coming back for his first start since Tommy John surgery, I believe, last year. So this is going to be his first start. Cueto's still a good pitcher. He's not as good as he was, not as great as he was when he was with Cincinnati in the early to mid 2010s. But Johnny Cueto is still a serviceable guy. He can still eat up innings. He can still pitch. Kershaw, on the other hand, who is going to face Cueto, this is kind of the same guy. Really good pitcher. He will eat up innings. He will strike out guys. Really, I mean, Kershaw is better than Cueto. I see Kershaw going longer than Cueto, considering you don't want to force Cueto to throw more innings than he absolutely has to, especially coming off the Tommy John surgery. You kind of want to reserve his arm for the 60-game season and throughout the rest of his career. You don't want to push him, especially this early on in this late season. Starting lineup for the Giants, these are projected since it's only 5/11 as of me recording this video. The Giants and the Dodgers haven't put out their lineup cards yet, so this is just the projected lineup. We have Austin Slater batting first, Yastrzemski batting second, Wilmer Flores batting third. At third, who I thought would have been Paulo Sandoval. Hunter Pence batting fourth at the DH. Devin Ruff taking over the injured Brandon Belt at first. Wilmer Flores taking over for the injured Evan Longoria at third, but Devin Ruff batting sixth. Uh, or hold on. Devin Ruff batting 5th. Donovan Solano batting 6th. Mauricio Dubon batting 7th. Brandon Crawford batting 8th at short. And Heineman batting 9th at catcher. So Posey's not getting the start for this season, which is it's weird because I believe he opted out. So with Heineman as the catcher, it's weird to see, considering Posey's been the opening day starter for the past decade at this point. Decade, 8, 9, 10 years at this point. Now going on to the Dodgers lineup, which is star-studded from head to toe, as that's what happens when you throw money around. You have Mookie Betts, who has something to prove, signing that big contract extension and his first regular season game in a Dodger blue jersey. You have Max Muncy batting 2nd, Justin Turner batting 3rd, Cody Bellinger batting 4th, Corey Seager batting 5th, AJ Pollock batting 6th, Jack Peterson batting 7th at DH, Chris Taylor batting 8th, and Will Smith batting 9th at the catcher spot. Now, I still got to get used to DH being in both leagues, so that's going to take, or the DH being in the National League, so that's going to take me probably this whole season to get used to. But, I mean, looking at the lineups, you got to give the edge to the Dodgers. I mean, just looking at it from comparing the two, one's clearly better. I mean, you got to go with the Dodgers on this one. I mean, Kershaw's better than Cueto. I think Kershaw's going to have a better game than Cueto. And the lineup's better than the Giants lineup. Dodgers lineup's better than the Giants lineup. So, I see a lot of runs getting put up on the Dodgers side. I could see if probably, I think Giants put up 3 runs. That'd be my guess. About 3 runs for the Giants. So, I mean, Yaz is looking really good, especially from last year. That lefty-lefty matchup, though, might hinder him a little bit this go-around. I mean, Hunter Pence looked really good in spots last year. Dubon's a highly rated guy in their system. And I just think no matter what the Giants do, the Dodgers are going to win this game. If everything goes right for the Giants, I think the Dodgers still pull off this game. And that's the first 2 games of the regular season. I have, just to recap, I have the Nats over the Yankees, and I have the Dodgers over the Giants. Both home teams winning this game. But I'm going to test this and see how it goes. But I'm going to, just to limit myself, to start off small. I don't want to engorge too much on this. I'm just going to do the NL Central games first and do the preview and a review on those games just to see if I can handle it. That's still at most 5 games, so let's say a game goes 3 hours. Average baseball game goes about 3 hours, let's say. That's 15 hours. That's 15 hours a day, and it's 24 hours in a day. So this is going to be interesting, but like I said, I'm just going to start off small first and start with the NL Central, which in turn means when an AL Central team plays an NL Central team, I'm also cover that AL Central team as well when they play an NL Central team. So let's hope this season starts off without a hitch, which is questionable at this point. Let's hope the games start off well and the games finish tonight or tomorrow early in the morning. Looking at you, Giants, Dodgers. But I just hope the season goes well. I hope we get all the 60 games in. I honestly really do. And that's the end of the video. If you guys liked it, press the like button, subscribe down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. Share this video with all your friends and buddies. And I will see you guys in the next video.